Greetings, Craig Powers, Firearms Training. We're here at 5 Dogs Range, link in the description. And just start a new series here. So I get asked this a lot, or sometimes people come to me and say, Craig, this is the gun I have. I need to get a gun for self-defense. And I think, why doesn't the gun you have work for self-defense? And sometimes it's because it doesn't work, or it's not ideal. But sometimes it's all they can afford. And I've run into single moms in the past, and what they had was an inexpensive like RG-14 revolver that sold for like 15 bucks in 1965. Today we've got this. It's an HS, and it's a model, focus, 950. So am I comfortable relying on a single 8-shot 22 revolver for self-defense as my only line of defense? Well, that's not the premise. The premise is what if this is the only gun I have? Well, then I'd have to rely on it. I know people who can't afford to go buy a new Glock. You know, maybe they can afford a High Point, or they can afford the gun that their grandpa left them, or gave them, or a relative gave them, and they can, just so they would have something to defend themselves. So how would we do that? So we're going to run two separate targets. We're going to run a 16-yard target, 15-16. We're going to run multiple targets at 3 yards, just to see how it does. So first gun in the series is an HS model 950 8-shot 22 revolver. So should we go to the range and shoot? Yeah, let's go do that. You good? Comfy? So it's double action, but it's also single action. So at 15.5 yards, 16 yards, we'll go ahead and aim. Shots, 15 yards. We'll go look in a second. Rather than go look, yeah, let's go shoot 8 more rounds. And since it's long range, I take my time. We'll cock it because we'll do that, and that'll allow me to be as accurate as I can be. You ready? Okay. Okay. And should we go down? Let me go down. Let's go do that. Here. Should we go look? It'll be fun. Okay, so fired 3 cylinders full. 2 of the cylinders I had misfires, and 1 of them I didn't. But I want to show you something that's both problematic and maybe not at the same time. You ready? So let's look at the first target. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if you look at the target, you'll see these bullets here are going through the target sideways. So the bullets are tumbling, even these bullets are off center. They're not spinning, you know, like a really good quarterback throws a you know, down to the receiver, the bullet spins and it goes straight. If it tumbles, it doesn't go so straight. So middle target, pretty clear to see. This one is sideways, but not, this one's pretty straight. That one's straight, straight. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total in the target. Not bad. I don't know how we got 9. Somehow we did. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total, because we didn't add the extra one. That one only has 6, but you can see this one's sideways, so it's not going straight. So the bullets tumble. That's interesting. So it makes it harder to hit. But since you have a 22, and I have no idea what its velocity it's going when it hits the target, but probably about 600 feet per second as opposed to 12 or 13. And if it hits the target sideways, it's probably going to make a bigger wound. Okay, now we're going to look at the 16-yard target. Okay, I'm aiming here at the bottom of the target. And you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 2 cylinders of 8, so that's 16. 5 out of 16 are completely off the target, but they wouldn't be off of a man. You'd hit the man on the left or the right side probably. So I'm aiming here and I'm hitting here. If I'd aimed a little bit over to the right, I probably would have gotten these 5 rounds in, which would mean I'd have to really learn how this gun shoots. Weirdly enough, most of these rounds are stabilizing. This one's off. That one's pretty stable. You can see the elongated holes, torn holes, indicate an unstable bullet. That indicates a more stable bullet. And we know as the bullet travels, it'll tend to stabilize. So weirdly, at 15 yards, I have more stable bullets than I do at 3 yards. Well, that's okay. But it's the only gun I had for self-defense was an HS 950 22 revolver, 8 shot. And I had some ammo. And that's all I had, whether it's budget or whatever reason. Could I use it for self-defense? Yes, absolutely. Do I need to be aware that 22s don't always go off and that maybe it's not the best self-defense cartridge in the world? Yes. Do I need to understand, because I practice with it a little bit, that this gun shoots hard to the left? Like 5 inches at 3 yards? Yeah. But if I knew that, I could effectively use this gun for self-defense. So this is the first in our series. Could I use this gun for self-defense if that's all I had? And we'll see you at the range.